What up? This is Rap Picture. So I got video of little Woody from YSL explaining how YSL is not a gang.
YSL is not a game. So you can't, y'all keep trying to attach that to things that go on. If YSL was a game and you saying that I was Billy Blood and Lady was If Gang, how the hell, excuse my language, how would all of us be YSL if we all supposed to be this and that and that? It don't make sense. When you're a gang, you only gonna be one thing.
Doesn't YSL have both Blood and Crip gang members?
YSL is a record label.
Were you ever signed to YSL as a record label?
Y'all keep locking me up.
Were you ever signed to YSL as a record label?
No.
When you got out of jail and you were doing your rap videos, were you signed to YSL?
I was signed to somebody else.
Okay, so you've never been on YSL, the record label, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So when we're talking about you was Billy Blood, but now I'm with Thug and them, I'm YSL, Billy Blood is not a record label, correct?
But when you're speaking on gang,
is Billy Blood a record label?
All right, Bill, he didn't seem to be answering. Go ahead and answer the question that's on the floor.
Is Billy Blood a record label?
I don't know what Billy Blood is.
So when she asked
Saying it wrong?
She asked you was Billy Blood. You said, I was, but.
I'm talking to the police, so I don't recall what I don't say to them. But when you're trying to say gang, it's a difference. When you put that gang on things, you go into where I was. I was a 30 Deep gang member. You can't say I was a YSL gang member. YSL was never considered a gang. Y'all making it a game.
When you responded, I didn't go back to Inglewood because I hang with Thug and I'm YSL. Did you say I'm part of YSL, a record label?
Listen. It's not a gang. You know what I mean? It don't matter how y'all try to put it, how y'all trying to see it. A gang is these people right here, everybody right here, and everybody. You can't put Crips and Bloods together and say that this is a gang. Because if the Crips and Bloods get into it and everybody just saying that, you know, they YSL, they got to pick what they're going to choose. You can't say, like when I was down the road and then people like, oh, there's Woody. He be with Young Thug, such. And the Blood's like, well, he not Blood. And then the Crips like, well, so when they get in, it don't make sense. Y'all got to get that. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all in here trying to make something more than what it is. It's not.
So we covered this briefly in my last video about YSL Woody. And so basically YSL Woody, he's saying that YSL is not a gang because it's compromised of both Crips and Bloods. And so how you gonna have a gang that's compromised of both Crips and Bloods be one gang? And it's not totally out the question, because really the definition of a gang, according to the law, is when it's like 5 or more get together to, you know, kind of conspire and do some dirt and stuff like that. So they can call that a gang if they want. It doesn't have to be that it's necessarily all Crips or all Bloods. But YSL Woody's trying to explain to the court system that YSL ain't a gang because it's a music label that's compromised of gang members. And that's explainable because, yeah, basically you can have a label, and most people from rap labels, you know, a lot of people from the streets when it comes to rap. So of course they're going to be affiliated with gangs. That don't mean the label's a gang. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think YSL is a business, and that's what it is. It might have some elements of the streets in it because it's being run by street members. It's not like these are people that went to college and stuff and had a real good life, and you know what I'm saying, and they graduated and got hired on to run YSL. No, these are people that got it from the mud, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they got it from the ground up. They jumped off the porch and made it happen. And, you know what I'm saying, they got it out the mud. So basically, YSL is built different. And I think corporate America needs to understand that. A lot of these rap labels, they're being run by people that had limited opportunities elsewhere, or, they just wasn't trying to do that 9 to 5 stuff or be corporate like y'all. So that don't mean they a gang though. You know what I'm saying? I think the law is kind of giving YSL a hard time. We already saw in my last video, they was trying to force YSL Woody, I guess, to put dirt on Thug's name. So it's like they had it out for Thug just because he's successful, and they might have been onto him about a few things, but it looks to me like he was being targeted more. This seems like some hip-hop police type stuff, maybe. I mean, maybe nobody knows if he did what they're accusing him of. Maybe they do have something on him, but if their witness, YSL Woody, is saying that he was lying on Thug, that means they built a case off of false premises. And YSL is not a gang, according to YSL Woody, and I believe him. I mean, I think that's a reach to say that's a gang. I mean, what's next? Y'all gonna say OTF a gang? What are y'all? Who is a gang? Like, what is y'all saying? Like, all these labels out here. Now, when it comes to labels, I don't really even see the same amount of labels as I used to. It's hard to really name a bunch of labels off the top of my head anymore. Like back then, there was all these labels like Bad Boy, Rockefeller, all types of labels coming out, and No Limit, and Hypnotized Minds. There was all types of labels, but now it doesn't seem like I can recall a lot of labels. Like the name isn't buzzing like that, where you just have these names, these groups of people that come together to make music groups. Now, what's Rick Ross music group? You know what I'm saying? What is that? MMG? Yeah, MMG, and then you got OVO, you got I don't know. Like, it just doesn't seem like this. It hit different. It kind of hit different. So for these groups to be labels these days, now it looks like maybe they're trying to avoid the popularity of the name a label, because they're trying to act like labels is gangs. Nobody wants that smoke. Like, how y'all gonna say rap labels are gangs? Now, people might form a rap label and maybe they do some bad stuff. I guess that's where you got to watch it, because don't do nothing criminal if you're going to have a label, because they can act like that's a gang and say, hey, this is a RICO now because y'all are a gang. And just because y'all are a music group as well, that's why you got to keep it clean. So if you do come from them environments where you come from the streets and stuff, just make sure when you form your group, your rap group, and your rap label, make sure that it's not involved in nothing else that's criminal. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's just focused on the music. That way you can stay out of trouble, stay out the way and stuff like that. Keep it clean, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this music stuff. Because that was the whole point of getting in the music game, is to have an opportunity to make that legal money. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it looks like YSL is definitely not a gang in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I mean, I think they forced Gunna to say that. Like I said in my last video, I think they forced Gunna to say that it's a gang, because Gunna was up there trying to get out of jail. They was like, you gonna stay locked up with Young Thug as part of YSL. And he agreed to talk and say, hey, okay, YSL is a gang. And I think it was under duress. It looks like that's how they operating out there, is making these people talk by forcing them to either stay in jail or talk bad about YSL. And that's what Woody said they've been doing the whole time. It's like now the court system look like they're doing it, where at first YSL Woody was saying it was the street officers doing that, where they would, every time he left out the house, they would try to jam him up, and unless he gave dirt on Thug's name. So now it went to so far that they got Thug in jail on a RICO, and now it looks like the court's doing the same thing, where they're trying to bully people out of confessions and testimonies. That's how it looks like to me. That's what it looks like, is that they're trying to bully YSL members out of testimony in order to stay free. So, I think that when it comes to justice, I mean, you shouldn't have to pressure anyone to testify like that. That to me, the case should be thrown out if there's any evidence of that, because it's supposed to be a solid case. If there's any evidence of forcing someone to testify, that's witness tampering. You know what I'm saying? They get people on that all the time if it's the other way around. They be like, that's witness tampering. Now I'm hearing they talking about YSL Woody was talking with Young Thug on a recorded jail phone calls. So I haven't even got to that yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking more into that and seeing what the conversations was all about. But it sounds like now there's discussions between them two while Thug is locked up. And, you know, that could end up dismissing all of Woody's testimony, because that would be considered witness tampering, and they could even maybe hit Thug with witness tampering if, depending on what type of calls these were. Like I said, I'm just getting word about this, so I haven't fully looked into it, but hopefully Thug wasn't saying nothing to Woody where they could try to say, hey, you guys are making a deal to do this in court, and to come to court and say Thug ain't did nothing, you know, take the blame. You got that immunity, take the blame. And, you know, Woody got the immunity, so he's trying to take all the blame on himself now and saying it had nothing to do with YSL. This was something that he was doing, and he was lying on Thug. So he's trying to take all the blame with that immunity. So if there's any recorded jail calls between Thug and Woody, hopefully there's no code. They wasn't talking in code or nothing to where they can try to say, like, okay, y'all was conspiring to do this, and y'all was witness tampering. So yeah, but like I said, it looks like they doing witness tampering too, the way it sounds. Like they keep trying to force, you know, have these backroom meetings, and who knows what's really being said in these backroom meetings. Are they threatening Woody? Like, are they trying to say, hey, if you don't testify and get Thug locked up, we gonna do this to you, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's going both ways, it sounds like. So anyways, yeah, this has been Rap Hits, y'all. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like and a comment and subscribe. Make sure you follow Rap Hits on all social media. All links are in the comment section and description box. I got some giveaways in there too. Some boom boxes and all that, you know, Bluetooth stereo boom boxes and all that. Make sure you sign up to Rap Hits newsletters. I'm out of here.